Hey guys, what's happening? This is about take 47 of this. Every time I've tried to record, I've either had phones ringing, dogs barking, the cat's freaking out, or my video software crashing. So, I'm finally going to try to get this fucking thing done. Bear with me here. Here we go. All right, so we're going to start off with this. Square Enix celebrated their 1 year anniversary of having their online store up and running, which I find very bizarre that they're just on their 1 year anniversary. But as such, 50% off sale, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Supreme Commander 2, and Kingdom Hearts RE Chain of Memories. All these are sealed and brand new. Supreme Commander was 10 or 12, no, it was 12. Dissidia was 8 and or 750, and this was $5.50. There were odd prices. It was like $11.99 or $10.99, $15.99, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was all 50% off. And then once you spent $25, you got a Square Enix online store lanyard. I don't know enough about the Square Enix characters to give you an idea of who any of those guys are. So yeah. Then I went over to. Then this is. Sorry, I shouldn't say I went over to. This has been pickups on and off over there for the past few weeks because they've been selling everything at 50% off. So over at First National Pawn, Gungrave Overdose. I don't know enough about the anime, and I believe there's a manga based on this too. I don't know enough about either of them. My buddy Sean was really into them, and that's how I found out about those games. I think it's the same developer on both, but it's a different publisher. Sega published one, Mastiff published the other. And those were 50% off, as were these two. Fur Fighters Vigo's Revenge, one of my favorite games from the PS2. Really gorgeous cel-shaded graphics. Still looks good because of the cel shading, but I will say this: if you're coming from the Call of Duty, Halo, Destiny, Battlefield school of shooters, the controls. This was before a time that the controls had become standardized in shooters, and as such, the controls in this are really wonky and tough to get used to. There's definitely settings that you can fiddle with to get the one that you like, but that said, if you do find this, it's a lot of fun. You just have to get used to the controls. This is an amazing FPS, wonderful story, gorgeous, like think of it as Austin Powery type graphics, I guess would be the best way. It's really bright and colorful, set in the 60s, sort of a mod character. Kate Archer is her name. Reminds me, plays a lot like Cold Winter, one of my favorite first-person shooters that came out on the PS2. I wouldn't even go as far as to say favorites on the PS2. I'd say favorite FPSs of all time. That is a really good game. All right. And then I got Samurai. Oh, sorry, holding it up too high. Samurai Shodown for the Super Nintendo, one of my favorite fighting games. I've said it a million times before. I am not good at fighting games, but I absolutely love them. And Il-2 Sturmovik, Birds of Prey. Disney's Cars. I saw the guys on Funhouse play through this recently. I was like, this looks like stupid fun, so I'm going to give it a whirl, especially for $6. Then, last but not least, a couple of big dumb idiots to throw into the slightly stupid shooters, and that's Medal of Honor Limited Edition and Medal of Honor Warfighter. See, that's Project Honor Edition. I guess it's a Walmart exclusive with some documentaries and crap like that. I don't really care. But yeah, those were all from First National Pawn. Now, as I said, they were doing 50% off all video game sale. That said, I got a ton of original Xbox stuff that I'm going to save for a later video because there is a lot of it that I've been getting on eBay and at that 50% off sale. All right. Then one of my favorite YouTube channels, Loch Ness Monster, recommended these guys. They're called McFlies, and I can't remember their full website. I'll put it in the link down below. but I decided to order from them just to see what they were like. They had really reasonable prices, decent shipping, so I got Shocks, one of my favorite racing games ever. The upgrading your car thing is pretty cool. There's sort of a gambling mechanic, and you race against that car head to head. And if you lose your money, and you don't get the car. So you actually have to upgrade with your own money. It's a lot of fun. I might do a hey, I'm playing that of this because it's a lot of fun. Fair amount of challenge too. This is it's a fairly uncommon game, but not valuable by any means. McFly sold it to me for $2, complete in box. Then. Here's one that I see go insanely high around here anyway, Shadow of Rome. Sorry, my nose is dry. Shadow of Rome, gladiator combat style game. There's some chariot racing. A lot of fun in here. This is one of those series from Capcom there's a lot of series from Capcom that we won't ever see again, but this was one that had potential and they never brought back. Speaking of which, where the fuck is our new Onimusha game, Capcom? Enough said. Then last but not least from McFly's Galarians. Sort of, if you don't know anything about it, sort of a cyber magic RPG. A lot of fun. I rented the hell out of it when our old Premiere Video was still around here in Grand Forks and North Dakota. I believe the entire chain is out of business. If you're down in Fargo and you're watching this, let me know. I can't remember if there's any left in Fargo. And it is only 11:30 in the morning. This isn't a mixed drink or anything like that. It's just Pepsi Max. So before anybody says, man, Nate, are you hitting the bottle that early in the morning? No, it's just a Pepsi Max. All right. And then, we'll do this one. On to an eBay pickup. One of my favorite games of all time, Task Force Harrier X. I got this when Hollywood Video had it, and I found it very odd. Way back in like 2000, 2001, they were selling off some Genesis games. And I vividly remember talking to the manager and saying, hey, why do you have so many Genesis games here? And he said, as new stores get rotated in, a lot of the old stock gets shifted to them in an effort to like sell it off to new customers, potentially new customers. So that's pretty much what it was. 2D top-down shooter, my jam. Amazing game. A lot of fun. Fairly customizable options, really good. I might do a ham playing that. I will actually, not might, there'll definitely be a ham playing that of that game. Went over to Rock 30. Didn't even know this came out in physical form. Cave Story for the 3DS. Absolutely stunning game from NIS America. I've been playing a lot more of my 3DS lately. Mainly because when I get home from my other job at anywhere between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning, there's nothing I want to watch. I can only watch so much YouTube and Netflix before I get tired of it. So pop in a game on the 3DS, and I'm really excited to play this. All right, we'll do this. All right, so a couple of new releases. Mega Man Legacy Edition, or Legacy Collection, Collector's Edition. They should have called this the Legacy Edition. Mega Man Legacy, that would have been fine with a Collector's Edition, because Mega Man Legacy Collection, Collector's Edition is a lot to say. It comes with a statue, and I just thought it was a statue and an E-Tank, but apparently this lights up, so I'm excited to do an unboxing of this. For whatever reason, Amazon, I don't know if this was exclusive to Amazon, but they couldn't get the game and the statue sent out together, so as a make good, Amazon basically gave me this game for free, so whatever. I'm not going to complain about that. Then another sort of devoted to re-releases, I guess. Witch and the 100 Night Revival Edition for the PS4. The original is for the PS3. One of my favorite games exclusive to the PS3. Sort of a isometric action RPG. Mild roguelike elements. I hate the term roguelike because everything is a roguelike nowadays, but this is a lot of fun. Very, very striking and bizarre art style, really over the top, and not in a weird, like, anime way where everybody's appendages are overblown. It's just a really bizarre art style that looks gorgeous when it's up and running. This is the collector's edition of this. Have the collector's edition for the PS3, so we'll just include this all in one run. Went over to GameStop, picked up Alekine's gun. Normally I would have got this at Best Buy, but GameStop had a pretty cool pre-order bonus chess piece called from the game Alekine's gun, which I believe, if I'm understanding everything correctly, is a spiritual successor / pseudo sequel to Death to Spies, previously only on PCs. They weren't perfect, but the way I understand it, they developed quite a cult following. So Alekine's gun is basically a Cold War 1960s era style Hitman game. Maybe not as in-depth as a Hitman, but I'm looking forward to playing through it. I also have the opportunity, if I redeem this code, to win an Alekine's gun chess set or t-shirt. If you don't know, Alekine's gun is a strategic formation in chess. It's in and of itself. I don't know enough about it. I used to play chess when I was a kid, so I've heard the term before, but I have no idea what the layout looks like. I'm assuming it looks like a gun. I could be wrong on that, but whatever. Over at GameStop, had a $5 off, not power-up reward coupon, but just a $5 gift certificate, basically. And with my power-up rewards, this came to $8 and change. The Order 1886. I know it's not a great game, but I've been interested in just playing through it. And for $8, you know, if I don't like it, I don't like it. All right, a couple of games. Here, Splinter Cell Trilogy. I do have it digitally, but I've had to download the set 3 fucking times, and I'm not doing that again. So I just bought it physically. It was $12. Glad to get it. Here's a slightly stupid shooter, and this one will be in that series at some point. Shell Shock 2 Blood Trails. A very bizarre. It's from Rebellion, and I love those guys. They did the Sniper. So they do the Sniper Elite series, and they did the Alien vs. Predator on the 360 and PS3, and they did the Warriors for the PS2 and original Xbox, and they do some really quirky and odd titles, but this one is really fucking weird and not very good. You'll see when it pops up in the video. And speaking of not very good, Battleship for the 360, a fairly uncommon game, as it's still commanding about $30 brand new and $20 on the used market. I'm glad to get it because it is a really stupid game. Yeah, glad to get it. We're gonna pop it in and you guys will see how fucking dumb it really is. Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters. I absolutely love the superhero games. I know that they're middle of the road and a lot of them are cash grabs because they're tie-in with movie releases, but I absolutely loved Captain America, and I love the Thor game. The only thing is the camera is really wonky. You get thrown around into some weird angles at some point. At some points during the game. And I picked up Vanquish. This was like $4 with my power-up rewards. Kind of disappointing that there's no artwork or manual, but this is the second time I've owned this. I played it on the PS3 originally, and I did not like the control setup on the PS3, so I got rid of it. But I'm looking forward to playing through it on the 360. And last but not least, from GameStop, Super Mario Strikers Charged. It's their soccer game. The Mario sports titles are always a lot of fun. And speaking of which, a Mario sports title, Newegg had a $25 off coupon code, and it apparently was good towards anything. I can't remember what there was a minimum purchase you had to make, but you could put it towards a handful of video games, and one of them was Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, so I grabbed that, and glad to get it. I'm never going to find it for $25, not ever. Maybe at a rummage sale or a thrift store, but I doubt I'll find this. I see it's compatible with the Amiibo, which is pretty cool. So I'm glad to get it. Had been not necessarily crazy to play this, but I'm glad to get it because I wanted to give it a whirl and see what it's like. Then Best Buy had put a couple of games into clearance. I'm glad to get this because there was no way I was going to play it on the Vita because of the touch mechanics. I just want it when I'm playing a handheld. I don't like doing the touch stuff. I don't mind using the DS, the stylus, to do, drawing things, but I can't get into the touching the screen and using the back screen on the PS Vita. That's my only gripe about it. I mean, shit, they hardly use the touchpad on the PS4 controller, so But anyway, Tearaway was down to $14.99. I had a $5 reward zone coupon, so I got this for $8 and change with the Gamers Club Unlocked. Also, another really good deal. I have to make a full disclosure. Not a huge fan of the Telltale series of games. I enjoyed the Back to the Future one mildly, and that was pretty much it. But every time I've seen video on this on YouTube, I've always been intrigued. I know nothing about the Fables comic that it's based on, so I can't make any comment there. But I've always been intrigued by this title in particular, and that's The Wolf Among Us. I make a point to say cel-shaded graphics, and this has got some of the best. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Plus, it was a $4 game after my Gamers Club Unlocked, so I can't really complain about that. All right, then there were some pretty massive, pretty decent pickups at Thrift. I've been looking for this all over the place. From Russia with Love, wanted it for the original Xbox, found it at Goodwill for $3. So this is probably, in my opinion anyway, the best EA-produced Bond game. This one actually has Sean Connery in it, so, you can't go wrong there. Sorry about the crackle, I just bumped the mic. And it's got a Walmart clearance tag on it, but Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. For the PSP, this was actually $3. This was all of these were over at St. Joseph's. Ben 10, Protector of Eden. Absolutely loved what I played of Omniverse, so I figured, it's got a $9.99 price tag on it, but that was from someplace else because I got everything I got here. Let's see. The 3, and then all of these were $2 a piece, which is really cool. There's one really cool one in here. Actually, there's a bunch of good ones in here, but one really cool one because it was sealed. Spyro the Dragon, no front artwork. Oh well. Dino Crisis complete and in great shape. Contender 2 complete and in great shape. Disney's Dinosaur complete and in great shape. Best way to put it is it's sort of a poor man's Primal Rage. I know, yeah, Primal Rage. Yeah, I always used to say Primal Instinct when I was a kid. I'd get Primal Rage and Killer Instinct mixed up way back in the day, but this has a single player mode in it, so it's not a straight up fighting game. But that's what it reminds me of, is that. Army Men 3D. This is probably still to this day the best Army Men game, which isn't saying a lot, I realize, but this one was still a lot of fun. There's no back artwork, but the disc is in great shape. Time Crisis Project Titan. I do like this one because it's completely compatible with the analog controller, so I don't have to have the gun con to use it. It's for use with, but not required to play it. Then last but not least, this was the sealed one, and this game is loads of fun. Absolutely great fun. Very reminiscent. Basically the spiritual successor. This is All-Star Slam and D-Ball to the dodgeball game that was on the original Nintendo. And this is from, I pointed this out before, the AgeTech A1 Games line. It was a series of games that came out late in the life cycle of the PS1 that were budget titles that kept some of these smaller studios afloat, to be honest. And we're going to do this. If you've ever seen these around, these ones that just say, bowling, billiards, racing, snowboarding, tennis, or putter golf, or, it should probably just be called Lee Carvalho's Putting Challenge. That's a Simpsons reference for anybody who doesn't, any kids who don't get what that means. That's a way old Simpsons reference. But anyway, All-Star Slam and D-Ball was part of that, and this originally came out at $10. I know because I had it, and I foolishly traded it off. Anyway, they came out with these towards the end of the PS1's run to keep their, it was cash grabs. That's all it was these simple ports that they could pop into the PS1 and make a little bit of money on them and whatnot. But the funny thing is because these games came out in the late in the life cycle of the PS1, a lot of them had low print runs and have become desirable. The ones I can think of off the top of my head, Battle Hunter, Top Shop, Soul Divide, Gekio Shooting King. There was one more, and Starfighter San Vane. All of those came out in limited runs towards the end of that, so they're fairly uncommon. I won't go as far as to say rare, but they are fairly uncommon games to find out on the used market. You might actually have better luck just going straight to Amazon and seeing if anybody's selling new old stock. So anyway, that is it, except for one really cool pickup out at the Salvation Army. They had these broken down into lots of 6, and there's Space Invaders, Maze Craze Breakout, Combat, Donkey Kong, and one of the most famous games of all time, famous for being bad, Atari's E.T. the Extraterrestrial, one of the worst games ever. Nothing particularly amazing in that one. This one is a little bit better. It's got Pac-Man, Video Pinball and Defender, Missile Command, Video Olympics, and Othello. This entire lot was sold to me for $18 at the Salvation Army, so basically $1.50 a game. I'm not going to find 12 Atari 2600 games for $18, most likely ever again. Alright guys, I have a massive Xbox video coming up. I'm going to try to do a hey, I'm playing that yet, and maybe a slightly stupid shooter this week. And just for future reference, there's going to be a giveaway. Remember, I'm still trying to get to 50 subscribers. Once I get that, there's going to be a massive giveaway. I'm not going to say anything right now, but keep that in mind that once I get to the 50 subscribers, there will be the $50 code giveaway once I get to 50 subscribers. Then I have some stuff that I'm working out as giveaways, but not going to do that until I get to my 50th subscriber, and I'm only 6 or 7 away right now, so tell everybody you know. We will see you next time. Comment, rate, subscribe, and like I said, I'm hopefully going to do a slightly stupid shooter or a hey, I'm playing that this week, and I have a massive original Xbox pickup video coming. So we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.